Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Mary Rose and today I'm going to be talking about Counting Down With You by Tashie Bhuiyan. Counting Down With You follows Karina Ahmed, who gets pulled into a fake dating scheme with the boy she's tutoring, Ace Clyde, while her parents are out of the country. It starts as a ploy to keep Ace's family off his back, but it quickly becomes more than that, which leads Karina to take a stand for what she wants and who she wants to be, which is something that she's never really done before. Counting Down With You came out May 4th of this year, and I had been able to snag a copy that had been put on display about a week or so before it came out, and I read it pretty much as soon as it was officially released. So one of my absolute favorite things about this book is the Gen Z-ness of the dialogue between characters like Karina and her friends. I've read books that nailed teenage dialogue, but this book is on a whole other level. Just because of the little things like references to memes from Twitter or TikTok, or just pop culture references in general, it does such a good job of making these characters sound like real teenagers. This is what real teenagers sound like, and it made the experience of reading the book so much better, honestly. At its core, this is a romance novel, and the relationship between Ace and Karina is so good. It could have easily fallen into the trope of knight in shining armor saves damsel in distress, and it doesn't. It veers away from that so quickly because both of these characters help each other out a lot. At first, it's just through the tutoring, but as their relationship gets more complex and they get closer, they're able to help each other out with the family issues they face. And for Karina, that's the clashing of her parents' expectations with what she really wants to do. And for Ace, that's the relationships with his dad and his brother and how they've kind of gone south ever since his mom left. And the other nice thing is that this romance isn't necessarily perfect right off the bat. They're not the perfect couple. They argue, but through that they're able to establish boundaries, which makes them all the better. I will say this relationship at times is a little bit sugary sweet, and I can appreciate that. Like, at the very beginning, when it's still fake for both of them, Karina says the only way she'll go through with it is if he buys her a dozen books a week. And Ace is 100% down for that. And all I have to say is get you a man who's gonna buy you a dozen books a week. That sounds good to me. But as their relationship does get more serious, he puts together this little like CD mixtape for her, which is such a weird old sentence, I feel like, but it's so sentimental and sweet. And towards the end of the book, he does write her a song on the piano because he's a very talented pianist. And I believe that someone has actually like written that song. You can hear it on YouTube, which is just super cool. So the main conflict throughout the book is between Karina and her parents and how their expectations sort of fuel her anxiety, whether it's in their initial refusal to let her study English instead of biology in college, or the casual misogyny in the way that they speak to and treat her versus the way that they speak to and treat her brother. And she's shown throughout the book coping with that. And as someone who deals with anxiety, I really appreciate that because I feel like it's a very realistic portrayal of anxiety. Obviously, it's not a one experience fits all type of thing. I don't know if that made sense. But I thought the portrayal of anxiety in this book was spot on. With that, the conflicts in this book are really good at demonstrating that sometimes the people around you aren't going to be able to understand everything that you're going through, and that's not anyone's fault. It's not like there's anything you can really do about that. It's just how things are. And I thought that it was a really interesting and excellent point to make, given that Karina really relies on her friends, and just with the situations that she finds herself in, they're not always able to understand her mentality and what the best solutions are. On a more random note, I guess, this book uses two tropes that I absolutely adore, which are fake dating. Obviously, I think the fake dating was executed really well in this book. I really enjoyed it. But also the moment of realization when character A realizes they like character B and they're just like, oh no. I love that trope. I don't really know why, but it's one of my favorites, and I really like how it was used in this book as well. Overall, I really enjoyed this book. It's super sweet, but it's also a really great story about a teenage girl trying to gain a little agency for herself, and I feel like those two elements combine to make a really great book. So those are all of my thoughts on Counting Down With You by Tashie Bhuiyan. If you liked this video, you can go ahead and give it a little thumbs up down below. And if you want to see my other videos, because they will be coming, I promise, you can hit the subscribe button below. There will be links to my Twitter and my TikTok below. My TikTok is kind of barren for now, so forgive me, but they will be there. I will also link to my other videos at the end of this one if you missed those and you would like to watch them. Thank you so much for sticking through to the end of this video. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will hopefully see you next time.